up and I found out, did it change up? Wait, did it change up? Is it light out? Yeah, did it find out? Better walk around the edge of the room in the bed with my arm on face. Face around, better try to breathe. Face around, face around. I check the doors, check the windows and pull the blind. I check the clock, wondering what hip hop is like. I have a feeling that necromancer's outside, and I'm just trying to stay quiet. I don't sleep much, that's crazy. How you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises you can't trust. I used to care. I don't sleep much, that's crazy. How you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. I used to. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins number one.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Jason Sanders
just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. Oh, he shifts past him. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go, Scott. Green 19, right, Scott.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And his throw here is incomplete. He was looking for Jalen Waddle there. And now it's 2nd down. We look at this Browns defense. This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. 2nd from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
Theories abound. People have opinions. But too often for this team this season, it's been the big play that's done them in.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. This one thrown underneath to H.M. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Charles, Thursday night game.
I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that real extra confidence that you go to them early and often.
A gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. The deep to return is Josh Downs. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
That's good for a Browns first down.
They'll stay on the ground with Judkins. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Dolphins nothing. Jason Sanders.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
A gain of 14. First down, Dolphins.
Operating from the gun. Lutz. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
And the Dolphins first down.
To throw. Lutz. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down.
On the coverage defensively.
Back to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Look at this Browns defense. This unit, 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Waddle, the motion man right. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively. And it'll be 4th down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And he missed it. It's no good. But there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
32-yard line.
A give up the middle. Judkins looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. The Browns hit 1 and 5, really struggling here to start the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. Yeah, offenses always try to be smart about when they're trying to dial up a screen to the running back because they understand you can only go to the well so many times in a game without the defense starting to anticipate the call.
They'll try and do this himself. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Let's take it inside his own 40. 35 yards that time on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football.
At their own 45-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 11. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Go!
On first down, here's Judkins. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Get it! Let go!
On the draw, it's Judkins. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 91 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Here we go! Here we go!
From the gun, it's Shador. Throw out right, pulled in by Dawg. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
16 yards. And the Browns, first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in. Control of the football as they go to work on a first and goal.
$18 Rattler. Let's go. 19, 60.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up second and goal.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
Hey, check. Viking, 18.
Now White. And this is caught. Touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Browns 14. Dolphins nothing.
first down, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
26-yard line.
Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Achane here, they stay on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Just a yard on the pickup there. They'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They went right back to it, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Let's go. 222. Hey, can. Right.
Here's Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down.
Here we go, son. Hey, can.
Now Fields. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. And remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line.
38-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And that is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
The Dolphins on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10.
Angel. Up.
To throw is Fields. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
On the tackle. A loss of a yard.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
At the Dolphins' 38-yard line.
Sanders. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Here we go, son. 319, get that. Go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones at a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
And that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
From the gun, here's Fields. He sets to fire deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
2nd and 10. A run straight ahead with H. And they get to it after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Here's Fields. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Here we go. 319, get that. Hey, 551, 550.
Now it's Fields. Another catch there for Ronald. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down. A little tough on the secondary there. In zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to Man coverage, everyone matches up and send more pressure, but you can also do it out of zone coverage if you're worried about what's going to happen on your back end. And
he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Third down. Third and long.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Here we go. 3-19, right to that. Press, left side. Right.
Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. They'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. 32 yards. And the Dolphins have cut it back within a score. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Here we
The
go.
Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
Fields trying to throw for it. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
they tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Mustang 19. Ready?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That complete to Downs. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Out of the gun here, Sanders. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
It's now 4th
The
down.
Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here we go.
Fields now to throw. Loose inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A shotgun snap, Fields. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. No gain on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, son. 550. Mayday. Up.
Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams, there to bring him down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Are going to get the 2nd half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the 1st half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quinshon Judkins. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here.
The Browns will line up.
They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
Browns 20, Dolphins 8.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind.
That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
To throw now, here's Sanders. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
White looks to throw. Open man is tipped in. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. They'll try and run here with Jenkins. And he is going to have the Browns first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Sanders to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. The ball comes out. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Jenkins. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Quinshon Judkins, his 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to
taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Dolphins get a bit closer. So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time.
Dolphins 14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that. Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He'll swing this out to Jenkins. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
22 yards. That's good for a Browns 1st down.
A give. Here's Jenkins. Room here to run. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 125 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Throwing, Sanders. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
From the gun, it's Shador. And he comes back with one complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage. It's just one of the best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. To throw again, here's Sanders. And he's got it. Touchdown. Quick shot, Judkins. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Ready.
Judkins. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
This is obviously a critical sequence for this defense if they want to stay in this game. Down 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That'll make things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
Viking 18.
To throw is Sanders. Oh, the turnover phase continues. Here's another interception. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalposts here. 1st and 10. And this is going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate that wasn't picked off.
From his own end zone, Fields. And he is going to go down for the 5th time tonight, and this one is going to be a safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
Taken in at the 11.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, you're almost in field goal position.
36 yards. And
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And the last time out, they had a good drive going to get in the red zone. They throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more... And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. So potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Out of the gun, Fields. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Quentin Williams bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Here we go. You got it.
Up the middle, Achane will be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here we go.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he could pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They snap it to Fields. I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Browns drive about to get started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Come on, set! Cougar 19, ready?
Play action, it's Sanders. He's got his man on the crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 18-yard line.
On play action, here's Shadur. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jake Ferguson from 17 yards out. And the Browns are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Makes the score Browns 36, Dolphins 14. Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Crease here as he's past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Here we go. Go.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 66 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, "What was that all game?" Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
That's another Dolphins first down.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now Fields. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll set up the throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. From 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
Back to throw again. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. And he finally runs out of gas, but not before he's inside the 10-yard line.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure. They thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
Here's Sanders. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Pick up the 2. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
Ready.
White. This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
18 Cardinals, 19 Tigers.
White now. Going to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Browns look like they're about to put an end to their two-game losing streak as they... And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
And they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
Jason Sanders set
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Here's Fields. Throw caught by O'Chan. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop it. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Here's Fields. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and it's going to go down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
gain of 22 yards. That's good for the Dolphins. First down. A gain of 22
To throws Fields.
And the Dolphins first down.
Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, 29 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a two-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a two-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off their autopilot right now. Okay, get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
Once again, Jenkins. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Browns on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8.
19. Cougar 19. Go.
Judkins going to run it out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 2, and it brings up 4.
Oh, what a great job defensively to stack things up. They were committed to stopping the run. They knew it was coming. And now it looks like they should get the football back as they force an important 3 and out.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. 222, 220. Out, let's go.
Now it's Fields. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. A good start there on 1st down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because they didn't make it all the way to the end zone. This week you got Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but he's playing really well.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught at the 10. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. And Fields going to change things up here. Now a toss coming right side. And he will get into the end zone to cut the deficit down to 4.
42. Dolphins.
They get the conversion. And, Charles, when you only have 2 yards to go, what do you think of the toss play? Because initially it kind of sets you back a little bit.
It does, especially if you get a lot of pressure coming towards you. But if you can get to the edge, if you seal the edge with your blocking, often your tackle or your tight end on what they call the play side where the ball goes, you can get to the corner, and that allows those big guys to get out ahead of the runner.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it is strictly for profit.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hold for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Yeah, the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop them on third down. An inside run with Jenkins. And he will have the Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
And the Browns first down.
On the handoff, this is Jenkins. Now he's into the clear again. He may go. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They'll come up first and 10 here.
Here we go. Green 19, just go.
Fields. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. They'll come up now on second down.
Hey, 10.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns will take over here just shy of the 30. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Cleveland, it may not be too late to salvage their season as the win moves them to 2-5 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Miami, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
I give it all away. You're like my reason for life when my dreams seem so far away. You give me all that I don't fade. I don't wanna go to war. You don't wanna give me peace. I can never leave you alone, even when I'm overseas. If I gotta do a show, you coming with me. Baby girl, you a prime time. I don't care if everybody see. Couple weeks I had to leave, now coming back off road. Tell me you love me and tell me you love me and tell me you love me and don't let me go.
Long days since I've been away. Tell me you waiting at home with the baby and tell her that daddy's so proud of the way. She teaching her mama and daddy to be more like kids and still handle the biz on the road. Cause I got a dream that I never could seem to say. Excited to see where it goes. I love the environment. I could provide you with just like a writing about you in these songs. You taking me higher, no need for a lighter. The spark of my fire inspired this poem. Couple weeks I had to leave.